Hello. Why is my chat not loading on my OBS? Oh, there you go. Oh, excuse me. I didn't actually burp. It just sort of went in my mouth. All right. So. Ugh. God. Hopefully one day my doctor will try to help actually with my throat that feels like it's covered in wax. And stop just throwing stronger and stronger nasal spray at me that's not doing anything. You'd think after I told him the first nasal spray had no effect at all, that he'd think, maybe it's not to do with the strength of the nasal spray, maybe we should probably try something else. But I'm not a doctor, maybe that is the next course of action. I can't judge when it's not my expertise. What is the poly count like? It's already quite high. I probably don't need to go one more, but I'm going to go one more because I don't mind making a high poly scene. It's UE5, so I'm not too against that. Yeah, look how high poly that is. So this is this two-sided. Yeah, we need a something that's going to represent the actual liquid in it. So the best way is probably do that. Oh god. Do something like this. Do duplicate of that. Very slightly scale that in. Isolate it. Merge center. We want to reverse. Let's get a nice. You shouldn't really bevel on the edges, to be fair. It should probably stay like that. I just need to mark sharp. Cool. So now, when you see through that, you'll see that mug of coffee in there. Hey, Moose, how's it going? Game time, hell yeah. Right. It's pretty low down. Let's pop this here. If you haven't seen all the assets in here at the moment, Moose, we're basically just doing... I keep calling it white boxing or blocking out. It's not really blocking out. I'm getting the untextured versions of all the meshes. Is this really lagging that badly? Hold on a minute. This doesn't look too bad. I'm getting all the... Oh, it's a little bit bad. I'm getting all the untextured versions of everything in here. Polycount under. Yeah, we are throwing polycount when it's UE5. If anything's too high, I'm just going to go, oh, nanites. I mean, to be fair, if you actually look, most of the stuff doesn't have a high poly count. Like, well, the table does because it's cloth. But most of the stuff we're actually still relatively low. But as I said earlier, I'm not worried about poly count. I don't mind turning it up a little bit. Like, just not really caring about it for certain things. Like this, I should. There's no reason not to. Because all of this is a flat surface. So technically, I should come around here and at the very least do like that. Come up here, do the same sort of thing. But again, I'm not going to worry because it's UE5. And if anything's too high, we'll just nanice it. Why not texture them as is to get them out of the way? Then you can get a general idea of the color and edit them enough to get back. This doesn't look like a game scene, so go nuts with pulling out. Yeah. I was just explaining why I'm not like too into it. Don't need these instills. True. I mean, it won't be still anyway. I'm going to do like camera footage. But even then, a poly, unless it's like insane poly count, the poly count is rarely going to heavily affect stuff. It's more, well, for using UE4 for so long, it's more, what's it called? Oh, what's it called? It doesn't show it in here, does it? It's in the scene percentages. Draw calls. It's more draw calls and text density and stuff like that that actually causes higher impact. Sorry. Yeah. So we wanna. The skylight's actually really annoying me. Watch like out here. Look at this. The skylight's like so heavily coming through the walls and the floors. Like, even though it's a two-sided object, it's not only is it two-sided, it's two layers. So there's no reason that it should be bleeding. I've even got like stuff like this to help stop the bleeding. It does work around the door, but it's crazy right now. I want to make an exterior of the building, so we will need to have a skylight in at some point. But for now, I might just turn it off. I don't know. And we'll find out how to get it to work nicely later. The reason I'm not texturing right now, Moose, is because I'm going to do one room at a time as well. So I'll get everything in. I guess people were recommending that I do it this way because they like how it looks. But I'm going to get everything in per room and then start texturing one piece up per room. And then move on to the next room, do the same thing, get it all non-textured in, and then textured after that. Have a version of the thing I used to clip volumes, which you can use to fix that issue in rooms. I actually have no idea. If it does, I'm not aware because I'm not using it. It's just so weird. Look, why is it bleeding so much here? It's literally 2 layers. Oh, wait, is it 2 layers? Oh, I guess that wall does stop there, doesn't it? So it's still there. It's still a two-sided object, but I guess when I get the other wall coming up here, it probably will work. Question mark. Oh, yeah, but then here has no excuse. Because it still leaks in here. You can see it coming through the floors and stuff. Look. And there's clearly... This is all double-sided. Like, not only double-sided, but 2 separate walls. I don't know. It's weird. But part of how the HDR works. I've seen it before. I mean... Yeah, it's definitely coming from the skylight itself, even if it is HDRI from the, like, how the HDRI is working with the skylight in the post-processing or in the skylight's HDR. But it's definitely the skylight itself causing it, because you see it get insanely blue when, like, even here. Is that all from the skylight? Yeah, look. Why? I mean, I've got real-time capture right now. No, it's not got a HDR, so it's not working. Oh, yeah, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. Oh. It's just weird. But we'll look at fixing that sometime later. I'll just keep it invisible for now, because we're not looking to go outside. God, it looks so dark in here now after going outside. I mean, I guess that's kind of how things work in reality, but... actually, no, it's not too dark. Maybe I'll make the exposure a little bit lighter. I'm not sure yet. We'll decide later. Draining rack and that. I might just start doing texturing, though, and start getting those in later, because I think we're at a close enough stage to just start texturing. So if we go to the fridge first... Problem with the Simpsons is I still want it to look kind of cartoony. And I feel like we've achieved the effects in the living room. Does the scene use light maps? No, because it's Lumen. Like, there's no baking involved in light maps at all. Even though that says unbuilt lighting, I don't know where that's coming from. What's got it set to... There you go. Yeah, light maps will have no effect. It's weird. To be fair, I've not had a good time with Lumen. People who've been watching, like, every week will realize this, that Lumen is just being really, really dodgy for me. Like, look at that light change. When I'm simulating, the people kept saying to me, oh, but, you know, in-game looking different than editor. No. In-game shouldn't look different to editor. When you've baked everything in your editor, when everything's sorted in editor, your editor should look the same. I've even looked it up online, so I was like, maybe I'm wrong. No. Even on the Unreal Docs, your editor, except from things that are programmed to change, like when you have a day and night cycle and stuff like that, that only runs during runtime, your editor mostly should look identical to your runtime. But for some reason with Lumen, I just get different results all the time. Like, look, simulate, and it goes all blue. So I guess the skylight's leaking in more. I click escape. All that blue goes away. So something's being caused by something with Lumen, at the very least, does something different during runtime. And it's very, like, look at that. Look at all that go like blue in simulation. When I escape, darkness, which is what it should look like. There's no light back there. It's very, very annoying. My friend's sending me TikToks. All right. But yeah, everyone's been raving about Lumen. I'm sitting here like, grrr. It looks like post-processing. But why would it be changing? One thing we discovered is distance field shadows definitely change, but I couldn't figure out how to make them not change. So that's one of the reasons. But I've gone through pretty much everything, Moose. Like, I mean, I don't know what it would be in here. Oh, wow. Oh, right. The post-processing volume is what enables Lumen. So if I delete that, or, you know, this is not going to see anything. I didn't even think about that. And that's what it looks like without Lumen bouncing our light everywhere. That's very interesting. Because obviously when the light bounces in, you get all this bounce off it, causing everything to light up. Yeah, it might do. It might just be starting kicking in post-processing, but I don't know what. I've gone through like everything. Like, people were like, oh, exposure. And I was like, it's not exposure, because it's not getting more exposed. It's literally being lit differently. That's a huge difference. Like, if it was exposure, it'd be very obvious to see. Like, if we look at exposure right now, if exposure, for example, got, like, more intense, you'd see that. You'd see it just get brighter. Like, exposure doesn't change sort of your render that drastically. As I click it down to the 1.25, look, it'll just get darker. It's not that drastic of a change. So I know for a fact it's not exposure, despite people keep saying to me it's exposure. That's not me throwing anyone under the bus. I've just heard it a million times. We do want to turn this up a little bit, though. There you go. Because I want them out here. Yeah, that's fine. But I don't know what it is. I've been trying to wrap my head around it for ages. But it is like something gets enabled or disabled during runtime, and I don't know what. But oh well. I'm in no rush to fix that. The lighting and stuff is usually the last stage of the work. Because we were actually looking at this. What company were we looking at? We were looking at my job. Was it Ubisoft? No. We're looking at a company's workflow, and basically, yeah, the last stage is lighting and stuff after you've basically done everything. So I'm going to stick to that. I'm not going to worry too much about that kind of stuff until we're at our last stage. I mean, hopefully, it's the fact that I can't see people complaining about it that I find very odd. Lumen, editor versus runtime. And we'll do the last year. Yeah, like no one, whenever I write something in, Lumen looks different in editor. UE5. Oh, Jesus. Thank you very much, Hana. Was it Ubisoft? It might not be Ubisoft. It was a big company. My mate sent it to me, and it was just like the generic workflow they use, because they had like a first, second pass, and then a lighting stage, and then something else. I can't remember. Oh, I should have saved it somewhere. I didn't actually read through it much. I just looked at what each stage was, so I can't remember. But it was very informative. I should have probably just put it in the useful things chat. I was at work at the time, so it didn't even cross my mind to go into the server chat. Why does my editor look different in-game than editor? Oh, here you go. This guy even says it. This topic comes up often and yet without any solid explanation. No amount of settings have put a dent in the situation. Oh, project neutral. Yeah. I wonder if it's convert. Every project I've using in Unreal Engine 5 has been a convert from 4. So I wonder if it's something conflicting there. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we can figure out later. It's not super important we figure it out now. It's just something that we should figure out before the last rendering stage. 1 second. Sorry, I have to clear my throat and stuff. That's the wrong drive. I have 6 hard drives and I always forget which one's which. It's that one, right? Yeah, this one. Assets for library. But it's definitely something kicking in. I won't think about it. We'll ignore it. Even though it's hard to ignore. Kitchen assets. Here you go. Here we are. Kitchen, and then we want fridge. I assume I probably just called it. Apparently not. What's it called? The main reason we actually brought that up at work is because we were basically being told, oh, get all of this finalized. And they're like, lighting. And we were like, guys, we're at the start. We hadn't even like blocked it out properly. And I was like, don't worry about the lighting. And there was just so much emphasis on getting the lighting looking good. I was like, the lighting could look so different by the time we've actually got things in. And then we found all of this stuff like I can't remember if it was Ubisoft or EA or something. It was a big company. And they basically, the last step, or one of the last steps, was basically to do the lighting. SM_fridge. Oh, I didn't have kitchen as a pre-title to it. That'd be why. Cool. Nice. We'll put like little drawings and stuff on there. Simpsons fridge. Oh, you guys remember that when it's like really hot out, so they do that with the fridge to make it feel cool. Okay, that's a pretty good image. That's not quite the same as mine because I've got little post-its down here. I don't know which one I would have used. Oh, I clearly used this one. Yeah, that's it. Look, it's got like comic book panels. I have no idea what they're supposed to be, but oh, I've only got one sticky note under here instead of 2. Oh. So we'll do a base color pass first. So just literally setting up our colors for it. So we'll go base color. I'm liking the idea of setting things up the same way you'd paint them. So, like, when I've seen people paint stuff, they'll, like, do an under... You guys probably know this. Probably, like, the normal thing for you guys. But, like, they do, like, an undercoat, and then they do coats on top of that. That's pretty much how I like to do my texturing. Hello, Maltese. Oh, you were here, yesterday. No, last week. Because I was only here for an hour yesterday, and I don't think many people joined that I can remember. Cool, that's looking not quite like the color. Can I re-grab it? The color looks a little bit more here and a little bit darker. I know color picking is the best way to do it, but equally never looks right. without a slight adjustment. Hey, Adnan, Adnank, Hanart. I'm feeling that's separate words, right? I'm not reading it properly. Hey man, how's it going? Sorry, I'm terrible at reading people's names. It is Adnan. Okay. Oh, is it like Adnan Hanark? Is the case silent? I like learning new names. How's it going, man? I deeply apologize if my terrible pronunciation of names ever comes off offensive. It's not. I just like learning new names. Oh my god. Are you... I assume you're an artist. What kind of art do you make, man? Give us the rundown. The 411. 3D. What parts of 3D are you into? Character art, environment art, prop art. If you're into prop art, weapons, vehicles, stuff like that. Video game, or are we looking at CGI like films? Environment prop. Okay. The fun stuff, if you ask me. Honestly, I couldn't see myself doing a bunch of different types of art. Actually, you know what? This is going to be a paint, but we could have some scratches on this. This is just for the heart. To give like some... Like if we actually go scratch... Oh, wait. Have I still scratch one? Scratch. Aha. If we get like a scratch map. Here, like this. And then we get this. We pop this in here. Do this, do this, do this, do this. Pop this in here. Pop this underneath. And then on top, we have our scratch. That's terrible. We have our scratch. Too much. Well, technically I could. So we're only using 2K on this very large thing with a lot of small bits on it. So maybe I should set it to 4K for now. Downresing afterwards always looks better than exporting just as 2K. If you start with 4K, it's weird because it ends up as a 2K anyway. But it's like my teacher in university used to say, if you start with like a 2K and you're working at 1K, if you export it as a 1K afterwards, that always for some reason looks better because it downscales it, I guess. Here's my social. Unfortunately, links don't work on YouTube, and I've never figured out how to get them enabled. So if you join the Discord and post it in there, we'll be able to see it. But unfortunately, I can't see it if you've already posted it. I guess it's to stop people from spamming? Question mark? So I only want a couple of scratches. Just like... Oh, Jesus. That is low res. I mean, you're going to see it from like back here, to be fair, but that is low res. I just want to basically this metallic, somewhat shiny, and then even maybe a tiny height on it. So it just looks like there's a couple of scratches in it. But the resolution, even in 4K, what's the UV map look like? Have we got a really bad UV map for it? Is it not very optimized? I mean, it's not terrible. If I wanted more detail on the hearts specifically, I could scale them up and put them like over here. And then if I want... I've started to get into the habit of not worrying too much about texture density, because I've come to the realization that it's better to just have things take up the UV square. Sure, some areas might look a little bit more detailed, but in general, something looking 30% more detailed in an area is still a better use for the UV space. No, I was going to agree with that sentiment, but it's something I've come to the realization of personally. Because I used to be very adamant of, no, I want things to be an average texture size, but I'm not so strict on that anymore. So we'll try to increase the scale of what we can. Because like these small scale upres aren't even going to increase the quality that drastically anyway, that you're going to look at it and go, that's way too different in texture density. Texture density, textile density, whatever. There you go. That's a little better use of the space. Right, where's the fridge gone? Here we are. The re-export. Finding actual location, which I think was the F. Storage space. No, it's not storage space. Local disk. Not local. Wait, they're both called local disk. This one. Simpsons. Kitchen assets. Fridge. In here. Edit. So that should increase its quality a little bit. Not anything fancy. But a little bit. Yeah, I mean, again, it's you can tell that's not increased it that drastically. But it's done enough. Do a bit of contrast on it. I don't even want it scratched up that much. Just like a little bit. Just to show that it's metal underneath. Cool. Again, continue with our color pass. The doors are just pretty plastic. They're probably kind of like that material. Oh, and then we actually do have a metal, so we can actually just go steel. Which steel do I want to use? That one? No. I've never liked the steel in here. I always thought it looked a bit weird. I like that, but I don't want it as dark. But let's separate that out. Cool, and then make it much lighter, if I can. Ooh. Can I not? Basic parameters. Aha, there you go. That's a bit brighter. Nice. Hold on a minute. Oh, because I added that one. I was like, why is it all gonna white? Cool. Looking good. Now, I kind of want these to be rubber. So which one we like? Terrible. But how long have you been working on 3D? Seriously working on 3D since I was 18, and I'm 27 now, so 9 years. But I've only been in the actual industry for about 1.5 years. Wait, I started last April or September. April, May, June, July, August. May, June, July, August, September. You're my age. Nice. 1 year and 5 months I've been actually an employee of 3D art. But I started doing it when I was like 15. Not seriously, because I was only a kid. But it's when I technically started. If we're... That's not the one I wanted at all. Not as cool as you, that is all. I read the bit above as well, don't worry. You know what? That's a pretty nice rubber. It's an old rubber, apparently, but I like it. I think we want to color it in, though, the same color as what's coming up in here. It's like that. Yeah. I now don't like the rubber, though. That is way too grimy. Rubber dry? Rubber tire? What's rubber tire look like? No. What's plastic rubber look like? No. I need to get better materials. Some of my basic materials. I don't do realistic stuff ever. Well, this isn't realistic. This is kind of like a 70% realistic, 30% not, because it's got to be kind of Simpsons-ified. But I don't ever use actual materials. I make my own, or I literally just texture and hand paint. Hey, Wolf, how's it going? So I don't have a very good library of realistic stuff. It's been a while. I've been busy with summer. Wow, everyone's messaging me at once. How are you doing? I'm doing very well, Letterbon. I've got some issues at the moment, health-wise, but that's fine. I'm surviving. Other than that, yeah, everything's going good. I'm on holiday at the moment. I've been enjoying myself, just playing on my Steam Deck. For those of you who've not seen a Steam Deck, I'll give you a quick show. Boom. For those of you who literally don't know what one is, which I'll be very surprised, it's basically just a Nintendo Switch, but on steroids. It's just a very, very nice Switch. I probably shouldn't show this, but I've been installing very specific games that are from old consoles. And it's really cool because you can make it look like they're part of the Steam library. Got my knee up here now. I'm going into reading mode. Thanks to the lockdown. I thought you said thanks for the lockdown. I was like, my bad. Thanks to the lockdown, I also started 3D in August. Oh, cool. So you're quite fresh. Fresh boy. It's all the boys doing good. Oh, good explanation. Cool. It's very cool. I've bought stuff for it. Like, I was using it as basically a computer yesterday because there's a desktop mode on it. And for that, I've bought this nice little 60% keyboard. If I can get it out the box. And I like the way it looked. It was only like 30 quid. It was completely Bluetooth. And it's got like actually a whole light up. I don't remember how to... I always disable RGB on things. So I think it's disabled. Yeah, it's disabled. But it's got like a really versatile RGB on it. I was really surprised for a 30 quid keyboard that's completely Bluetooth. But it was really cool using this tiny keyboard with my Steam Deck and my Bluetooth mouse. I was like, oh, yeah, and it was a desktop mode, and it felt like a computer. Even though it's, well, I say even though it's Linux, Linux is still a computer. That's not me. It's not me disrespecting Linux. I think Linux is probably very good. I've just never used it before. So dirty plastic doesn't look good. What about plastic used? What's that like? No. Plastic. More plastic used. No. It looks like skin. I mean, I know we could change the color. But I don't like that at all. I use Linux daily. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a very good operating system. I've just never used it. So when I'm using it on the Steam Deck, it feels like a custom-made operating system. You know what I mean? Like when you use a phone, if it was custom-made. But to be fair, Steam Deck's desktop does basically look like Windows. So it's not that different. Shall I buy something on Steam for 126? I'm losing access on September 30th, and I kind of like the software. If you think you're going to get use out of it, sure. I would buy it myself because I literally get... I sell assets, don't I? So I don't get a lot from it, but I get enough that would pay 126 on a one-time purchase. Like, it'd be worthwhile for me. So if you think... Well, that, if it's a passion thing, anyway. You can't say that, Moose. I'm not allowed to say that. I don't think, so I'm not going to, but... I'm not going to say it's a bad idea. I've nearly fell 4 times from headsets wires. Oh, see, so Corsair and the same with Logitech made a new Bluetooth thing, didn't they? Like, it's called, in Logitech, it's called Lightyear or something, and it's like really fast. Same with Corsair. I can't remember the name of it in Corsair, but like, completely wireless. Completely wireless. I wanted a wireless keyboard as well, but the wireless keyboard I got wasn't... It had... I don't know what you guys... I'm just talking now. This is great. Wait, hold on a minute. Let me read everything. You're not allowed to say that. Someone sure I can go months without using it, but if you have it for life, then... Yeah, if it's a one-time purchase, does it feel as bad? I hate paying monthly for something that I know I'm not going to use monthly, like ZBrush. ZBrush is so off and on. Sometimes I might use it 7 times in a week. Other times I won't use it for like a month, and so it feels bad if paying for it monthly. Right now it's paid by the company I work for, so it's not too bad for me personally, my expenses, but I still try to get use out of it because I know the company's paying for it. Oh, Razer has their own Bluetooth too. Oh my god. And it's disgusting. Is it not very good? I mean, I get perfect, like, I mean, maybe if you're like got the vision of a god and you can see really specific frames, like, because I push this and it instantly looks like it reacts to me. So yeah, so my old keyboard said every keyboard I buy I get a no ghosting keyboard. So what ghosting means is if you push 4 or more keys, it won't register the 4th or more input. So if I'm pushing WA shift because I'm running diagonally and I'm trying to jump by pushing space, it won't pick up the space bar. So my character will run diagonally, but he won't jump. My old keyboard, I'm pretty sure, I sent it back and got a complete refund. I got this one. Actually, no, I think I did that weird thing where you send it back and they put the money towards another product, and then they just sent me the new product, so I got a better keyboard. This is a better keyboard. It's just wired, and I wanted wireless. But yeah, this one's fine. It is a no ghosting keyboard. Ghosting means when you can't press more keys. No ghosting is when that's fine. You can push as many keys as you want. I moved the cable 2 times and still when I get up, bam! I just the worst for me is my chair, the wheels. Like I just somehow I will push these wires. I got loads of wires for my PC. I'll push these wires out the way all the time, and somehow I will still roll back on my chair, and it'll just get caught in the wheel, and I'm like, oh. I just need a hover chair. Where's the best place to sell 3D models according to your experience? My experience, just Unreal Engine. It's so and Unity. That's from someone else's experience, but I know people who sell stuff in Unity as well. People are looking to make games non-stop. They might not know things like Turbo Squid, 3D Warehouse, other examples I can't think of at the top of my head. That doesn't come to mind because the most sales you're probably going to get are people who don't know how to make games very well to begin with. That's not a dig at them. That's why you buy assets, is 1, to either save time, or 2, because you don't know how to do it yourself. If it's a person who knows about Turbo Squid and 3D Warehouse and stuff, they probably know about some development themselves because they know about these sites to begin with. Now, that's kind of a vast generalization, but that's sort of my experience on it. Whereas people who are just 16-year-old guy or kid, however you want to explain it, even 18, 20-year-old, I want to make a game. Load up Epic. Unreal Engine. Oh, you don't get as much in the starter content than I thought. Let's head over to the Unreal Marketplace. Boom. Look at all this stuff. Let me buy some and I can make a game with it. Same with Unity. It's much... That's how I think it works anyway. And I feel like that's pretty accurate. Accurate. I can't even say accurate. Whatever. Instead of letting inexpensive things fall, I need... to be fair, my friend did that. We were playing... That's facts. Thanks. I feel like it is, right? When playing... What game were we playing? It was like a £40 PlayStation game. He was like leaning... He was on like a bunk bed. And he was like probably leaning off to put the disc in. And he fell while still pulling the disc out. So he yanked the disc out really fast. That way he wouldn't snap it. Held it to his chest and just went down with the ship. He just smacked onto the ground. Because he was more... it was more keen on saving this £40 disc from breaking than freaking his own safety. So he just... Bam! Ran the ground. Sell your skill rather than the models themselves. That's a really good point as well. But the problem is, Moose King, is if you go look, maybe you're quite lucky with it, but I've had very, very, not bad luck. The competition is so fierce for freelance work right now. Wait, something got deleted. What the hell did you say, Moose King? It's so fierce for freelancers right now that, like, it's just my experience alone. I would see people selling per hour... like £2, like, I'll work for £2 an hour, 3D artists, and they were good. You looked at their work on Fiverr or, what was the other one? What was the one I was on? I can't remember. I worked for a company. Oh, yeah. But again, it took me 6 years to find a job at a company. It's so fierce right now. It's so hard. What do they call a day job? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I've seen a tiny bit of the new Blender update. Blender update? I've seen the Unreal update. I didn't even know. Well, Blender's always got updates. I don't want that to be metal. Or do I? That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I mean, they're not actually rubber stoppers anyway. So making a metal, I kind of like the idea of. But the problem with that is in the Simpsons. Well, in this picture, they don't even have them on. They have them on here. Maybe the best way is just to go flat paint and we can grunge them up later. Wait, how did I make everything go? Oh, here. Wait, what? Duplicate. There you go. You, and then we just... If I said to a multiply, do like an instant darkness to it. But we don't want that. We want to just select the color manually. No way it's that dark. Let's grab another area. There you go. I still don't like that color. We're gonna shift it more towards the green side. There you go. And then go a little darker. There you go. That looks nicer. Now I need to draw things on here as well, but we're still not done with the basic colors anyway. 3D art is really so bountiful that it's hard to get a job. Yeah, I think so, right? I mean, every time I talk to people about it, everyone I've met people who've worked on Crash Bandicoot, like the remakes. No, the new one, not even the remakes. I met someone who worked on the new Crash Bandicoot 4. I've met people who worked on Sniper Elite. I've met people who worked on... I've known big names. I can't think of them right now. I talked to someone at No Man's Sky recently. And every time I speak to them, they're like, yeah, your stuff looks good enough to get like a junior in an intermediate position. And when I told them it's taken me 6 years to find a job, they're just like, what? So I don't know. I mean, they seem shocked by it. So maybe it's not as hard as I've had to experience. But I applied everywhere and I couldn't even get an interview. So I really couldn't tell you. I had people calling me off the hook asking me if I knew civil engineering. The amount of people in the industry is small. The amount of people who matter is even less. Tony Garcia. Oh. I don't know. But to be fair, even at my job, a lot of the hiring we do is through recommendations from other employees. So maybe that's the big part of it. It's I know people say it all the time. It's who you know, but I think that's actually accurate. I think it is just who you know. Like, well, not just. You can probably get away with it not being that, but it's all about who you know. It is true. Yeah, it's a shame, and the problem is I don't know anybody, or didn't know anybody in the gaming industry. So it took me a really long time to make a social circle to even be on par with a lot of other people who already had parents or relatives or friends who worked in the gaming industry. I didn't have any of that. So it was a really hard time finding, like, work. I want some dust and grime. We get plastic dust and do like a generic fill with it, like this, and then basically get rid of like its base colors and stuff, and just try to overlay some of that information. If I can remember how to set it up. Oh, if I just drag it out here. Oh. That one. There you go. We can then overlay any of that information we just got from that smart material. So it's obviously way too much anyway, so we need to turn that down. Oh, in fact, it's just so strong. The curvature. Reduce some of that. Get a little bit griminess on it. Now, the problem is, what kind of fridge do we want? Because most fridges, you get, like, the shiny fridges, right? And then any of this kind of dirt is actually usually quite reflective. Sorry, I'll read what you're saying in a minute. So you get, like, a... or the opposite, should I say. The fridge itself is usually quite reflective, right? Like this. And then the grime is very rough. So you get, like, this nice surface... griminess. You don't even need the color, because most of the griminess comes from that. You see what I mean? I want to add color, but I want to get it reduced a little bit like that. Anyways, let me read what you guys saying. As real rules of college so important, not the phone, it's the influence of connections. I thought I had a lot of connections, though, was my problem. Like, I'm a YouTuber. I've got 14... Wait, how many subs do I got? How many subs do I have? 12, 13 almost. I got 13,000 subscribers. I felt like I had quite an outreach. But I know obviously a lot of people who follow me are going to just be people learning and stuff. But I thought that was still going to be an helpful outreach. Apparently not. Although I got my current job because my boss was watching my stream. So I guess it helped with my outreach. Maybe try to find work right now. The players still wait a year, work a portfolio, and use social media and freelancing sites to like Fiverr to get a little bit of exposure first. Oh, I absolutely love having roughness maps. They add so much. Oh yeah, roughness maps are so cool. They're sort of like that minor detailing, aren't they? Like you can, if we actually go into the document and we go, oh, we are lit. So I don't know how laggy this will be for you guys, but if we look at here, there's like, I've got micro normals as well, or whatever they call it. Mini normals, micro normals, where you make a generic normal map spaced across the whole thing like 10 times, and it gives it so you got all this extra close up detailing on it. And if we can we turn it off? Have I got that as an option? Micro normals, there you go. If we turn off micro normals, no, other way around, turn off micro normals. Yeah, if we turn off micro normals, you can see as you get close, it gets really low detail. But if we turn them back on, it gives the illusion you've got all that extra detail. You can do the same with roughness maps and normal maps. I don't usually spend too much time doing that because I'm lazy, but it is a very good way to get more detail. Detail maps, there you go. I use them in CE CryEngine. Like, I haven't got him in pretty much any other place. It's so dark in here right now. Jesus. I haven't got him in pretty much any other place, but some areas, I can't remember where I do have him. I'll be thinking of making art streams too once I get over my fear of them. Can I message you at some point, ask for some technical advice? Setting everything up and stuff like that. Yeah, sure. I only have a very basic setup, just like Streamlabs desktop. I've got the little slideshow in the bottom left and my camera in the bottom right. You can see my fan. You can see like the shadow of it coming through the window. Yeah, like I've got a very basic setup. But I will help you if you want to stream. If anyone wants to stream, I don't mind helping people set up, like how to set up and stuff. I think I have different... Oh, that's my, like, when I play horror games. I don't know what this one is. I got just the scene. There you go. I got my starting. Yeah. Okay, anyways. Back to substance. I was going to say, where am I? So I kind of want these smudges to be way scaled down. Maybe half or double. Depends on which way you want to look at. Like, double the scale could mean spreading across it twice. Or you could mean half and you want to scale it down. I don't quite know the terminology, but I'm running about some things, like switching apps and not accidentally showing the wrong things. Well, as long as you got everything you've got set up. Like, if I want... I won't show you my window. I don't feel like I want to. I'm not sure. But it's like if I turn like the little dancing... God, my layers are so messed up. Where is it? I was going to turn my little dancing person off. Look. So you have things set up so they're just basically layered on top of each other. If you name them correctly, you'll know what everything is. I don't even know what this is. What is this? Oh, no, so it's when I've tried things over top. I could delete that, actually. I don't need it part skateboard anymore. Video capture. Whoa, look at that big image of me. Well, not image, video of me. Oh, look, 3 people just left. They were like, Jesus, I don't want to see that. If you're going to watch an NBS tour at some point, or well, if you're looking for content to make, you could make one. I would definitely watch it. I could do just a quick setup and how to just get the basics. I just want to do a quick edge highlight. Now, I do these for stylized, so I don't know if this is even a good idea from a little bit more realistic of an asset. But we'll add it and see how we feel. So if we do this, you'll see it very strong coming on the edges. We can adjust that to be a little bit tighter, a little bit more blurred. something more like this. And then we turn it down to basically nothing. So it's only a very slight adjustment. Just to help slightly change the color. Alright, let's go back into dust over here. Level like this, turn that down. Let's get a little bit, gives you some more detailing on the side. Love the fridge, by the way. Are you going to make some kid drawings? Yeah, I'm gonna draw something. I mean, what's the Simpsons got on it? Like they've got like nothing, but we've got this one. We've got a calendar up there. I should have just did this one. That'd have been way better. In fact, I might do that right now. I might delete the ones we got. It's tape on that one, though, so I'm going to have to change the material of that, too. I mean, technically, I don't have to. I could always just cheese it and use these little bars I've got. Oh. I never understand. Maybe I'm just being dumb, but when you mark seams, it won't let you select the entire object. Oh, there you go. Seam, normal. Is that what I'm looking for? Oh, is that it? Is that all I had to do? For God's sake. Yes, I ignore things on my screen. You should see me in racing games. My mate would be like, did you not see the sign? I'm like, what sign? You think I look at signs? Well, not even racing games, like Euro Truck Simulator. I'm like, yeah, it said no speeding, or it said like 30 miles per hour roadworks. I'm like, ah, I didn't see nothing. If we do this, I can then paint on top that like drawing, because again, we're trying to match what we want people to look at this scene and go, oh, that's from The Simpsons. You know what I mean? It's actually way wider than I thought it was going to be. Oh, we want people to look at each asset and go, that looks very Simpsons. Not necessarily that is The Simpsons. We don't need it to be that detailed, but enough that people are going to recognize it is The Simpsons. You know what I mean? Cool. We'll do something like this. We'll do like a little pull out like that. Same here. We'll do a little pull out like that. Just give it a little bit more change of detail on it. We can crumple up the edges just a tiny bit. Not crumple, but like, that's what I'm looking for. That is not doing what I thought it was going to do. What? There you go. Connected only. Just a slight change, just to make it look a bit more realistic. Too much over there. We could also do like a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. There you go. It's harder than just using a reference in a certain way. Like, you have to get into the heads of the OG Simpsons designers. Yeah, well, like, again, I'm not trying to make the scene look incredibly realistic. One, because I'm too lazy to put all the detail in. But two, because I want it to still have a cartoony aesthetic to it. Kind of. Like, if you look at what we got in the living room, I know I've sort of explained this before. This doesn't look like incredibly realistic. There's still something about it. Maybe it's the shapes, maybe it's the colors. I mean, most people won't have pink walls and green floors. But shapes and stuff, I'm still trying to keep prominent to The Simpsons. Like, if we look at the telly, it's like, maybe you'll have antennas like that, but you know what I mean? I'm still trying to make it look kind of cartoony without being cartoony. I'm just sort of going with it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it just doesn't. But I'm not putting too much thought into it. I'm just going and hoping it will work out. That's the honest truth. So what we should really do here is stuff you can't actually see, like this back. Is this a separate thingy? What is this connected to? All right. So how do I do seams now? Oh, that's one shape. We should make it so things you can't actually see are scaled down, because you don't need to actually have extra detailing on them, and it means we can have more detailing in other places. So if I mark a seam here, and then we select this back bit, and we select this back bit, there you go, and unwrap that as a separate thing, I can then get away with making this way smaller than everything else because you're not going to see it. Same with the bottom. This is actually what you should do. When you're making games assets, you want to make areas you don't see lower resolution because you're not going to see them. So they don't need to be higher res, and it means you can get more resolution in other areas. This isn't my words. This is what I learned in university. So now we've saved all this room here, right? So what's this part? But what is this? Oh, the interior. Technically, you could scale this down. I don't think you're really going to see the interior. I just made it for the sake of making it. Same with you, we could scale you down, and we could probably... I'd like to somehow fit this over here. Cool. Now we've got all this room to use up here for that big poster, which I want relatively detailed because we're going to hand draw a little drawing on it. So we've got all this room to play with. So if I actually even more so drag some of these over. Some days I'm way more lazy and I'm not putting the effort into actually doing good texture density for certain areas. That might be too much texture density, to be honest, but I want a nice drawing. So I remember seeing a picture of a 3D Homer in the Discord. I think, what was that all about? Oh, the dancing Homer. Do you mean this one? Wait. Hey, it seems that there are some n-gons in your model. Are you going to triangulate them? They automatically triangulate when you export to UE4. If they are a flat surface, it's fine to triangulate them. I used to be very against n-gons, but they're actually not that harmful if they're a flat surface. And I'll explain why. I'll actually give you a little rundown to what causes such issues with n-gons, why they're such a mean thing. God, it's so hard to intentionally make an n-gon. If I just do this way, then we delete that center, delete edge. Anything? I don't know where to delete that edge. Oh, here you go. We'll just go only. Oops, only edge. There you go. Then we fill that in. Right, we've got an n-gon. Tries are only bad when you're doing a skinned animation. That as well. Tries. Always. So I was explaining this to somebody as well a while ago because they were asking me in a separate chat. Oh, actually, I showed Dancing Homer first. I think sidetracked.
It folds. I'd like to see you wiggle for sure. Make me wanna dribble. You know, my money don't jiggle. It folds.
Yep. Anyways, so we'll talk about quads first. Quads to try. So someone was trying to tell me this years ago, and it came up again recently about, oh, you should model in tries because UE4 defaults to triangulating everything. Because it does. If you go into the Unreal Engine, if you export anything from here as well, it'll be triangulated. Everything, despite me not triangulating it, will be triangulated. See that line coming across here on this surface? I didn't make that. If we go into Blender, I'll show it to buy my work for a bit. Did you say where you got Homer from? I got him from my friend, ripping it from... How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Funky Pants. How are you doing? I got Homer from Simpsons Hit and Run Rip. He ripped the model, but I up-resed it. I subdivided it, put some creases to not subdivide certain areas like his shoes. I fixed some of the UV mapping on it to make it look a bit better, and I adjusted his hair and stuff. And then I just used that model. And then I attached it to Mixamo model or rig. And then I used that rig to make him dance. Yeah, so as you can see, look, there's not a line in here, but UE4 will automatically convert to tries. So now, why people model in quads, we'll talk about quickly, is because quads allow for edge flow. Where's that mesh I just made? Oh, it's in the middle of the kitchen. It's fine. Let's grab it and bring it out somewhere. Does the work you did mean you are legally allowed to use the model as your own? No. I'm not legally allowed to. I can use it for educational purposes to just have a bit of fun. If they cease and desist it, if they contact me and say, oh, we don't want you using your content, yeah, I'll get rid of it. But, yeah, edge flow, like Muniz just said, like, we're on the same page. But no, I'm not allowed to use that Homer for commercial purposes at all. It's still... the rightful, like, Hit and Run and whoever made that, Warner Brothers, is the rightful owner to that model. Even though I adjusted it, made it better, even if I didn't, I can't sell this scene anyway because it's in the image of The Simpsons. If someone's like, Steve, can I buy the Simpsons scene off you? I have to say no because it's still there's probably some legality behind me still making it in the image of the Simpsons and using Simpsons as a reference to make it. Anyways, edge flow. So we'll talk about Ngon in a second. So when we're looking at edge flow, now I can't think of the easiest way to explain this, so I'm just gonna put a cube in. Jesus, why did that come so high? Put a cube in and let's think. So I'll just do an example of inserting edge loops and extruding and stuff. So if we had a triangulate cube, that didn't work. Quad, tries to quads. No, I want quads to tries to quads. Wait, is there not a way to do the opposite? I want to triangulate. Is it just called triangulate? Triangulate. There you go. So now we have basically a shape that's set in stone. This shape is really hard to do anything extra with now because we can't insert edge loops. You know, if I wanted to go, oh, actually, I want to do something down here. Like I want to put an edge loop in here. Then I want to do something like this. Make a shape like this. I then want to bevel these edges. Control T. Ah, is that it? I triangulate so few times. I'm going to do something like this, and boom, we've got a complete new shape. Now, if we've got an already triangulated mesh, I can't really do that. Like, I can do workarounds and do something like this. I mean, we're automatically going to start making quads again anyway. But I could do this, and then I could sort of do the same thing I just did. And I can, like, try to bevel the top, but I can't select it as an edge loop anymore because it's not, so I got to manually select that. I can select this because it's now quads again because I've manually made quads, and it basically, this is all second nature to me, and I would probably never discuss it, which is why Steve is such a great teacher and why should all tune into him. Oh, thanks, man. But yeah, basically, quads are for development stage because they are the easiest way to make something. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean tries don't have a place in a model. When you've got certain shapes, we'll make another one real quick. Freaking, where's my cursor to active? There you go. So if I place one here, if you had a shape, we'll just do a plane that was like this. Having a quad in it makes sense. There was something like this. That makes sense. Because, sorry, a try, not a quad. Because it comes down to you basically needing a try because you're coming down to a triangulated part of the mesh. It's not the fact that you are triangulating it, is that it is a try. Like, this part is a triangle. So it makes sense to make it a triangle and not try to somehow make that a quad, I don't know, by doing something like this and pinching it really close together so it just looks like a try. If it feels like it should be a try, it probably should be a try. Now, another good example of using tries over quads is basically when capping a circle. Lots of the time, you'll just cap a circle like this. You'll make it all come down into the center, and it'll cause tries to come all the way around, coming in. It's a constant puzzle game of topology. Oh, yeah, that's so true. So, yeah, that's my first thing on tries versus quads. Quads are meant for edge flow and to actually make something, while tries are engine side. Now, why are tries engine side? I'm going to give you an example of why tries need to be engine side, because from a game's perspective, it needs to know where faces need to be generated for the light to be able to reflect or interact with that object correctly. Now, what does that mean? What? That doesn't make any sense. I'm going to show you. If we had a shape like this, you can see Blender's already trying to justify where faces need to be. It clearly thinks we need to have a face here and a face here. And now we've converted it. Oh, that doesn't work. I need to actually use the knife tool. Here. And here. There you go. That's what it's going to think it needs to be in the Unreal Engine. When you export this, that's where those lines are going to be made. However, what if that's not what you want? What if you wanted it to be this? Oh. Kind of shape. The Unreal Engine doesn't know that. Or any engine. It's going to assume where tries need to be. That's where Ngons are the worst. Is when you're not describing to the engine where those tries need to be put. Because you might want a shape like this, but when you put it in the engine, even though it's got the exact same, I guess, topology, because you've got the tries in all the same places, the engine is probably going to think you, instead, want this. And that's why n-gons are bad, because you don't want the engine to assume a shape that you actually want differently. Now, how many times does this actually come into play and it ruins the shape? Not very often at all. Certain software, ZBrush doesn't like n-gons, so you should make sure to triangulate things or just not use n-gons for when going into there. And other software don't actually like n-gons, they just won't work with them. Unreal Engine is fine. Something, shortest distance. Yeah, that's probably... Is that why it's doing it, actually? Because it's working out the shortest distance, because going here to here is obviously the longest distance. Now, why do n-gons not matter when we're talking about flat surfaces? Now, let's go for a very extreme example. Where's my circle? A circle. If we fill in a circle, that's a huge n-gon. That n-gon's got, was it 32 sides I just put in? I think it was. That n-gon's now a 32-sided shape. Why is this not a problem? Because UE4 is just going to do this. Oh, you know what? I know how to triangulate anyway. I just did it naturally. It's going to do that. That's likely what UE4 is going to do. Now, let's undo that and make a copy, and we'll triangulate this one. Now, tell me what looks different about these two shapes. That's a rhetorical question. There is no difference. Because it's a flat surface, it doesn't matter if it's an n-gon. Now, some people out there might actually have very good mathematical reasons, or they might have been in the industry for a long time. They might actually have a good reason to why, even in this case, an n-gon is bad. But from everything I've made for the last, what, let's say since I've been 18, so not 13, so the last 9 years, I've complained about n-gons in the past, and for the last 3 years, I've only got into them. But before that, I was against n-gons. But I have to admit, they've never made a difference for flat surfaces. It's actually something Moderate brought up a while ago. Because, as you can see, they look no different. When this comes into the Unreal Engine, it's going to automatically triangulate for you anyway. And it's going to look exactly the same. So you don't need to worry about the engine not understanding where tries need to go, because it can place them anywhere. This could look completely different. You could have tries coming along here and here and here, and it'll be fine because it's a flat surface. It doesn't matter how the engine implements those tries, because, quite frankly, it's a flat surface. It doesn't matter. Now, equally, talking about n-gons earlier, I should additionally say why quads can also... If we model something like a pipe, but we erase the hole and not fill the hole, and the import is it to an engine like UE, it's because we care about the poly count. Wait. If we model something like a pipe, but we erase the hole and not fill the hole, and then import it to an engine like UE, it's because we care about the poly count. Oh, yeah. So do you mean basically, for example, when you've got a shape like this, and let's say this is a perfect shape. I don't know. It's a tank. Whoa. Like this, and then you've got this intersecting face here, and you go, oh, we don't need this. Oops. Face. Like that. So you've saved on 2 tries. Equally, I don't need this one either. But that's not what we're talking about. So, yeah, because it's an intersecting face, or a face you're not going to see, you can technically delete it, because you don't need those. You don't need the area anymore. Anyways, I wanted to... One more thing about quads is even quads will sometimes have problems converting to tries, because even with a quad, you can, for example, lift this side up like this, and Blender's going to assume, or even UE4, that you want it to cut here, even if you're trying to make your shape cut here. And now that's a good case of when you probably should use tries anyway, because you want to probably determine in the engine that you want this shape. But yeah, that's actually a case where quads can have a mistake, where the Unreal Engine will think it needs to cut a quad differently. I've never had that happen. Maybe it's just because of the way I model, but I've never experienced that actually happening correctly in engine. I've had n-gons, I think, do it before, but I'm quite safe with my n-gons. I only ever implement an n-gon when it's a flat surface. Now, if you're at university, because I know some of my teachers who would freaking, their minds would explode with the information I just said about n-gons. What? No, n-gons are bad. You should never have n-gons. I mean, if you can work without n-gons, go for it. But if it's going to save you a lot of extra time to just fill in a shape and not care about making it perfectly tries or perfectly quads, and it's just going to save you time in the long run. A company is going to prefer you save that time, and it's going to look exactly the same when exporting it to engine than making it perfect. And that's another conversation entirely. Perfection versus what I say. Perfection versus completionist. I'm a completionist. I will try to make I'll try to get everything I try to make completed, but I won't necessarily make it perfect. Because when you're a perfectionist, it can take a very long time to make something. It might look 10% better when it's finished, but it could take you 3 times longer. Or you might not even finish it because it was too long. Because you being a perfectionist made the project too long. So I'm more of a completionist anyway. I care more about my time dedication to a project than actually the result. Even though I think my results look fine, they could definitely be improved if I dedicated more time. That was a very long teaching tangent, like me trying to really like lecture. I will add, as I always do, not everything I say is completely accurate. Isn't merging like a circle not a good thing? Because if you merge, it's going to be triangles. Wait, what do you mean merge a circle? Like merge it at the center like this? Like I was showing earlier, like this. Oh, not this. This. No, because that's fine. You won't, again, because it's a flat surface. Sure, if you might pull this, you'll get some sort of thingy. Then when you smooth it, it might give you some weird results. But if it's a flat surface it's coming in, that's the way I was always taught to do it. Usually, you'll see people do something like this. A couple edge loops there. Well, not if they're trying to save poly count. They might do this. Do one more export and then do a merge center like that. So that way, when you do stuff to other parts, you'll only see sort of that weird effect in the middle. Because when I used to export my models to UE, or Mom said it would make a mess by connecting random verts. Exactly, yeah. Because you probably had N-gons that weren't flat surfaces. They might have been bent in some sort of ways, and the Mama set or UE4 whatever is trying to fill those gaps into tries, and it's going, ooh, where did these need to connect? Oh well. But equally, yeah, if it's just a flat surface anyway, you can just do that, and you're not gonna have any bad results. Admittedly, I also see a lot of people just freaking fill and then convert to tries, and they just leave it at that. And they don't usually see bad results. The only problem with this is if you go, oh, actually, I want the edge to come down. Well, one, it's not, you know, there's no edge flow anymore. I can't even select this as a as an edge, right? But if I did want this to come down, it's very hard to make it look like it's going to become a pyramid now, versus if I just merged it in the center. And then you just can click that and pull it up and boot. Whoa, that's not up. Pull up and boot. We've got... It's not technically a pyramid. What shape is that? Cone? We made a cone. I was just thinking about the monologue you gave about getting things done on time being way more important than making them perfect in the industry. Yeah, I mean, going on that a little bit more, especially because Mooseman just said about the industry, your boss, most of the time, is probably going to care more about... Thanks for the explanation, Steve. You are welcome, my friend. If you ever want to speak to me off stream about any more detailed stuff, you can join the Discord, and I will always, especially if you at me, don't private message me, but if you at me in the Ask for Help chat, I will always try to help you out if you need it. If you want any more explanation or anything. Anyways, talking about perfection first completion is actually in the industry. I've done freelance and I've only worked at one company, but even from every experience I've had so far, people care more. Will always care more about you getting the project done. As good as the best, I highly recommend you join. They will always prefer you get something done than get it looking amazing, amazing, amazing. If it looks a 9 out of 10, they're gonna be fine with that. If we look at any video game, I want to show you guys Dark Souls, but I don't really want to load it up and show you. But if you look at Dark Souls and you actually get close to some of the weapons and stuff, or almost all the weapons, they're quite low quality. And it's clearly because they were trying it, one, for optimization, but two, well, actually 3 reasons. 1, optimization. 2, you don't need to look so detailed. It's a third-person game. Unless you get your camera pushed up against a wall, you're not going to see them that close, which is not how you're supposed to play the game anyway. And 3, time constraints. You're not going to put that much time in detailing into something when it's not that important. And when you're making a game that's as big as Dark Souls 3, if there's time constraints involved, you're going to find shortcuts because your boss... Imagine asking like, oh, can you make me characters for the game? Oh, yeah, I can make you characters. 5 months later, they walk into your office. Okay, so what have you got for me? I've got this one character. You're going to be blown away. You show him it, and he's like, wow, that's really, really cool. I've never seen that much detail in a character. I've never seen a character that detailed and that optimized. So what else have you done? Oh, that's it. That's it. You've made one character. Yeah. Whereas if he walks into your office, you go, here's 10 characters, and they look moderately detailed. They're clearly not going to be as good as that. It's super detailed one, because the end stages of art will always take as long as the first stages. The last 1% of making something perfection is probably going to take as long as that first 99%, because that's just how it goes. That getting that extra detailing in is the part that takes the longest. If you skip that stage and you just keep it at 99% quality, you're going to save a bunch more time, and you can produce a lot more work. So if he walks into your office, you go, here's 10 characters. Yeah, they might, let's say they only look 90% and not 100%. He's still going to be way more impressed by 10 characters. In the same time, this other artist did one character that looks way better than your 10 characters, but it's still only one. As production, the last 20% of the polish is the 8% of time. Well, there you go. Is that usually what they say? And it's true. The way I look at it, it's like a graph. The more and more details you get, like that first, I guess the 80%, but even that last 20% is still a graph that gets more and more steep. And as it goes up to that last 1%, it takes even longer for time versus quality, I guess, or quality versus time. You know what I mean. Anyways, we've done barely any work today because I've just gone on tangents. Okay, so the fridge is still very basic. I want to get some of these dirt marks. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, because of the dust. Ah, right. So we're gonna. I kind of like it, but what I want to do is have it come over a little bit more like that. Quality versus time. Yeah. Okay, like, I care more because I'm an environment artist. Now, this is a big controversial thing, but because I'm an environment artist, I want to spend more time. Let's go into roughness quick. I don't want this to actually completely overtake all the detailing on the roughness from the other stuff. That's good. Anyways, because I'm an artist, environment artist, sorry, I'm going to have to make lots of assets for one scene. Now, it's actually something I used to say all the time, is the biggest difference between a prop artist or a vehicle artist, for example, and an environment artist is a boss can walk up to an environment artist and say, look at the bottom left right now, my tank. And he can say to me, oh, environment artist, or to any environment artist, can you make a tank for the scene? Now, you haven't got to make it functional because you're not a rigger or an animator. But you can say, yeah, okay. But you can't walk up to a prop artist or a vehicle artist and say, oh, nice tank. Can you make an environment for your tank? That's not how that works. They're dedicated to just doing that asset, whereas an environment artist has to make it, well, not make it all, because their tank is likely going to be way less quality than a dedicated vehicle artist, and that's the biggest difference, is a vehicle artist can spend all their dedicated time on making that tank look amazing, masterpiece, whereas an environment artist has to just find enough time to squeeze it in. Oh, you want a tank in the scene? Okay, here's what I got done in 2 days. Boom, you've got a tank. All right, now let's move on to a helicopter I need over here. Hopefully you'll have dedicated vehicle artists who do that, but you know what I mean. You've got to find time to somehow squeeze good soup. Good soup. You're going to find time to squeeze in those assets. So you always have less time to dedicate to singular assets as an environment artist than you would if you're just specializing as a prop artist. Now, I enjoy environment art, which is why it was the area I've chosen to get good at. Question mark? I think I'm good at it. So where's grunge map scale? Micro detailing. I did not see anything happen. Is it in here or is it in here? No, it is in here. Have you done voxel before? No, I've not really touched voxel. It's always interested me, but I've not really touched it. An environment artist has a landscape scene as well. Yeah. Well, so certain jobs, environment artist and level designer are supposed to kind of be separate jobs, but most of the time they clash. A level designer is more based on blocking out the scene, I guess you could say. So they'll go, okay, we want a tank here. Boom, it's just a cube. We want a pathway here. it's just like some lines. Like, it's not detailed, it's just a block out. Then the environment artists will go, sweet. And they're the ones who make all the assets, but they don't necessarily plan the scene. Because the level designer is the one that's going to make it so that's where the character needs to go and stuff. He's the one planning how the character interacts with the scene and what they need to see and what they need to walk up to first, second, last, you know, how depth is going to work in the scene and everything. That's what the level designer needs to be thinking about. Environment artist needs to just basically place stuff where the level designer places it and then just make it look pretty. If they want some nice backdrop, they can put a nice backdrop in. If they want some extra foliage placed around, that's their responsibility. But they're not the ones responsible. Blockouts are pretty good. Blockouts are awesome. But they're not necessarily the ones responsible for doing the blockouts and stuff. That's usually the job of the level designer. I don't have a level designer in my company. We have two environment artists, and that's it on the art team. So we basically have to make everything. One person's we did have concept artist. That person's not here anymore. We have one kind of concept artist who kind of does some stuff for us, but not very often. But we basically have to do it all. If you ask me what my job was, I'll just say I'm a generalist because I do so many different things. I am very confused. So I want this to be higher scale. I mean, this is fine, but I want it to be higher scale. Scratches. I don't even see him. But I don't see scale. I guess we're just gonna have to leave it like this because I don't see scale. So we don't want it this dirty. I want Marge to have some credibility and not keep her fridge completely disgusting. For a dust, we've already kind of got a dust, but the usual way I do dust is I'll get like a noise map. I'll put it in a folder, and we'll white mask this for now. Because dust sits on top of surfaces, right? So what I usually like to do is go, I generate not positional. Oh, damn. That works pretty well. And also know what I want. I kind of like that, though. I might add that. Hold on a minute. I was just thinking about how that looks. Because it makes the backside of all these look kind of grimy, which is kind of what I want, because that's a harder surface to clean. This isn't what I was originally tackling, but I kind of liked it, so... Again, we don't want it to be too dirty. We want Marge to have some credibility. So I'll do something like that and then make it a little bit transparent. So we just got a little bit of dirt. So you can see the roughness sort of coming through now with some of that griminess. Again, we've kept it relatively clean. I should make it dirtier at the bottom because that's usually how fridges work. How assets work. Usually they're more grimier and dustier at the bottom. Usually if they're outdoor assets, you'll just put a dirt on it, a moss or a dirt coming up from the bottom, but I am not doing that, so we do something like this coming down to the bottom, and we'll just, I don't know, do something like that. Let's put it into a mask. Actually, which way around do I need to do this? I think I need the mask in here, don't I? Back mask. I read what you said. I read what you wrote in just a second. It's into mask. Then in here, we'll go back to a white mask, and then we just go noise, I think. What if we just go dirt? What if we literally just throw in a dirt and we change the color? Do we not have a dirt ground? I could have sworn I had some ground dirt. I just want the mask. Oh, there you go, ground dirt. There you go. If we do something like this, something like this. Ooh, wow, that's a very intense mask. That's lagging everything. Yeah, and then we bring this position up. Oh, right. So it's only going in the gaps. That's cool. That's cool. It's got a very strong ambient occlusion, I assume. Oh my god, this is intense. Something like that. Just like dirt at the bottom and stuff. Too much. I'll just make it like a slight brown or something. Nothing too fancy. Yeah, it looks fine. And then something like this. Or do we all just want it to be grey? Maybe a little bit of brown in there. So we get a slight dirtiness at the bottom. We want the roughness to be quite rough because it's sort of like a dirt. Cool. Now the last bit I want to do. I like how I'm making Marge feel like a complete slob of how dirty I'm making this. I might make it a bit cleaner. Are you making characters as well if you need to detail ones? No, I'm not making characters. We have funny characters in the scene right now because we just got hit and run characters that I made more up-res. Up-res, is that what you'd say? If we write Homer, we do have a Homer skeleton. But I kind of want to put these in the scene, but as little models, like little toys. I think that'd be really cool. Homer, you haven't washed your hands in weeks. Homer eating donuts looks at Marge and F it dances. He just starts doing that dance like while eating donuts, like the little spinning one I did on the ground. If we re-import this, we should get the new model with the. Oh, I haven't even re-imported it in the other substance yet. Oh, why is it taking? Why is it having issues? We're re-importing one thing. Oh no! I just realized what I've done. I exported it. I didn't do selected only. And I also didn't recenter its position. I need to do export FBX. This should save. If I've clicked this once, it should save. Very annoying. There you go. I wish you could cancel imports halfway through, because that's not going to be what we want. Have I changed anything? We can probably just close. Yeah, I'm just going to close UE4. I don't think we've literally added anything since we started today with just me talking, so... You always forget that. It should turn itself on. If I've turned it on once and I saved the document, it should stay on. It annoys me so much. Yeah, I mean, the whole point of streaming is so I can talk to you guys. It's kind of like... That's the... We've had a lot of people here today who have actually wanted to chat, which is exactly what I want. I want to help you guys. You know, when we were talking about why I use Engons, why I don't use Engons, quads versus tries, I want to talk about that kind of stuff. So it's never a complaint when I say we've basically only been talking all day. It's fun. If I really wanted to get this scene done, I would spend all my spare time making it. But I'm not too concerned. It's just a fun thing to watch me do. You've been teaching, so you technically upheld your promise. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Let's get 50% so you guys don't lag out. I can't remember what I was saying now. Anyways, if I re-import this, will this work? Yeah, you can change material, that's fine. So that should, yes, have a nice big one on it now. So we go back into here, we're supposed to do the same thing. And it should keep all of our maps, because it's not changed too much. It should still understand where everything needs to be. Maybe it won't understand this. Oh, it's a different material. I literally just said that. Okay, let's assign the same material to it. So take you away and go material, was it 44? Reset its origin point, export FBX. Come into here, bring it in. Should set back to here and start applying everything again. No. Oh wait. Well, first of all, I need to rebake it. So we'll bake at 4K. Because if we're going to export at 2K, let's just go one up. I know I moved the UV map a lot, so I was hoping, but I thought it would still know what was going on. Apparently, it's a little lost. I'm going to have to fix a couple of things. So it should still understand where all the ambient occlusion stuff is. Okay, so all that fixed up here. I just need to reassign where the white is. This one. There we go. Now, so that's the paper. This one, like must that? Yeah, this one I think was these, right? Cool. We probably have a paper I could use, right? Do we not? Paper path? What the heck? We don't have paper? That's very surprising. Okay, so we got that now. We can quickly hand draw. So it's just like a... Okay. Okay, so we'll do it in layers. So ogres have layers. So I don't actually need the Y on it now. We'll go drawing. Look, I named a layer. Are you guys proud of me? So this is the one that needs to just select that. And then in here, we need probably the white backdrop, and then we'll draw on top of that. Pen. Have I plugged in my tablet? I have. Perfect. I hadn't plugged in the USB part of it. I think a lot of the realism for the scene anyway is going to be from Lumen. So I don't think our texture job has to be fantastic when Lumen's going to be doing a lot of carrying. I could be wrong in saying that. I could be putting too much faith into Lumen. But I feel like... So that should just paint over here nice. I feel like that's going to be quite true. We want it to be relatively sharp. So we'll just manually draw from left to right. I don't want it to fade over the top. I should have made it harder. Cool. Don't need it to be any higher? No, it looks about right. That will select the green. So we're just referencing in here. What I need to do... Well, let's smudges on it. Is it's going to be very, very rough. So we'll keep this as our very, very rough. But then on the any... above paint, we'll just turn off everything but the color, so that way it keeps that roughness. So we've got a tree next above that. Now these actually have black outlines to them, so maybe should have just drawn the black outlines to begin with, right? So we're just like... Even the edges technically have a black outline, but I think that'll look a bit weird. Like, I'm not sure about doing the actual edges with a black outline. But if we look at this, it all has black outlines. We'll make it as wobbly as possible. It is a drawing at the end of the day, and it's very kid-like drawing, so I'm not fussed with it looking a bit naff. All right, then we got the tree up here, here. Hello, cool stuff, Steve. Hi. Hi. What I should really do here is have a solid shape, turn it down. So that way we're always getting the same density. It looks like Bartra. Exactly. Now you're getting it. Then it's just like a tree. Yeah, pretty much what it looks like. Then we got like a sun. Oh, I should have just kept that first cycle. Oh, there you go. And it's just like, bam. Stay. I should just like be like Bob Ross and be like, oh, what does he even say? I haven't watched Bob Ross in so long. I was about to like quotes I could say. Beat the devil out of it. Now that's way too big. It's a much smaller sun. It's like just like that. Because everyone needs a sunny day. All right, and then we got building, which is about half and half. I can straight line that. I probably shouldn't use straight lines, actually. It kind of defeats that hand-drawn look. This is pretty much how I draw. This is like me drawing normally. And then it's just got like a window in the middle. We'll get rid of the lines we don't need for... the same here. Wow, you're so good at art. You should do it for a living. I did trees when I was a kid as well as you now. Small drawing. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much. It's like a same with the sheep, right? Because when you drew a sheep, you'd be like, oh, that's a bit more wacky. You can do like its like feet, like its head. What does a sheep head look like? He is not amused. I think he's got he's got the window in here. On Modder, I was talking about Engons, and I was actually talking about how you used to talk about them, that they're not actually that bad. This building's way too small. This building's way too small. Hold on a minute. It needs to be like up to here, I'd say. Back to 0.8. Let's try that again. So this one does look like it was drawn like with a ruler, to be fair. So I'm gonna actually do this one straight lines. Yeah, because it's quite close to the sun. I don't know why I'm caring about accuracy with a drawing on a Simpsons fridge. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. To be fair, we did the curtains. If you look at my curtains, we put the pattern that's supposed to be on those, like the carrot. Yeah, I've been here. I just couldn't. Oh, good talk chat. All right. Moderate's the one that showed me the light when it comes to Engons. I mean, I don't think, like, the points I used to make were necessarily wrong. Because Engons, I said about all the bad stuff about Engons, that it still holds true. It's just like Moderate had said to me prior. But if it's a flat shape, it doesn't matter. And that's so true. It doesn't. I've had so many people, it's not recently, but I used to have so many people come into the chat and say, my teacher said this, though. Like, like, they're a teacher and not, they're a teacher for a reason and they don't work in the industry. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to redraw this as well. No, because it's supposed to look bad. I don't want to redraw it because it's supposed to look bad. So the stickman looks like this. Like, a little bit less. A little bit more. Don't like that was the sickest man. It's something that he basically says in School of Rock, doesn't he? People who can't do, teach. And people who can't teach gym. No, I mean, teachers are. I'm not going to sit here and say teachers are wrong, because most of the time they are going to be right, and they might know better than me in some circumstances to do with 3D art. But some of the stuff people have told me their teacher said, I'm like, what? No. Like, one of the ones, people have come to me, this one's one of the most controversial ones. If it's flat shape and it's going to be it's going to be a huge effort to make it quad and go through trouble. Yeah, pretty much. Each teacher different, boys. One might like the color blue. Yeah, it's so true. Different opinions. My teacher has a gaming company. So mine was special in the industry. Yeah, I mean, one that always got me that teachers used to that I've been told by people. My teachers, I don't think, used to say this. What's a good example? So let's just do like a pen, I guess, or a pencil. Sorry. So, no, I'll do a pen. Like, some people would be really, really obsessed with the idea of keeping everything one mesh, right? So then when it separates here with bevel... something like that. And then you get the tip of the pen, which would also have like a little bevel inside. This, whatever. And you've got like, oh, you know what? It looks kind of like a stylus. Stylus? Whatever it's called. That is just such a bad way to model. I actually did that quite fast, I'll admit. But usually, the better way to do it would simply be to well, basically just model it, but just make everything separate. And I can't stress this enough, and I don't know why teachers teach their students to not do this. Making things separate, even if I made this part up here a separate mesh and then pull this into here, making things separate just makes them far easier to work with. It's like if I wanted to add something to the edge of this, like let's say one end had like a little bit that came out here, right? If I kept it as one mesh and then did something like this, we're gonna ruin a lot of the rest of the shape. Whereas if I just made that a separate mesh, trying to undo what I just did. I could have just undid and recopied it, but if I just made that a separate mesh, you're just working with something way easier. You don't have to worry about it messing up the topology and the edge flow and everything of your mesh when you separate things. And the way I always describe it, make something the same way it's made in real life, damn it. I don't know why teachers just don't want to admit this. Why have I got a screwdriver on my desk? This screwdriver isn't one mesh. If we just break this down already, we've got one mesh that's the red bit at the tip. That's clearly separate. This rubber bit up to all of here is one mesh, but these two rings are a separate mesh. This metal bit coming up is one mesh, and you probably could get away with making the tip also a separate mesh instead of one mesh, because it is in real life. When this was put together, they were separate, and they were made to fit together. So you should just make it the way it's made in real life. I don't see why that's sometimes an argument up for debate. I'm not learning 3D anymore, just remembered. I was just about to say that looks like my stylus. Yeah, it did look like a stylus. Separate is better for interchangeable tips. Now that I 3D print, separate meshes has been my best friend. Yeah, it was because, like, don't get me wrong, if something... You got some cases where things are completely put together. Now, even in cases like a fence, though, right? So it's not a very good one. There you go. Let's just cut off the tip here, because that would technically be mirrored if I was doing the rest of it. So we've got like a part of the fence. Now, this part of the fence here, you'll also have... I like how you can do 2 edge loops and squeeze them in, or you can do 1 edge loop and bevel it. There's so many different ways to 3D model. I love it. And you can do this, then you have like your separate bit here, right? And you've got like that. To be fair, that would also reach to the same point of this. But even in reality, when making a fence like this, teachers be like, no, my modeling not like to make it solid 2 seconds later. They make a joke about it. Yeah, I mean, model the way you find most comfortable, and more comfortable, you get more quality out of, and you can go the fastest. If you prefer doing one way, but you're 3 times slower, and it only comes out the same quality, you probably shouldn't go that way, unless you're doing it for fun. Find a way that suits you the best. If you like making it one mesh, and you can get very good results with it in quicker or similar times, go for it. If not, do it separate. Because even in a case like this with a fence, if you look at fences, if you actually look at, not fences, this is more like a railing, sorry. It's soldered. This bar in the middle never used to be there. They soldered, well, I don't know how many cases this is, but when I've looked at fences, this part here has been soldered on in reality. Which means originally, wow, that did not work the way I thought it would. Oh, why is it detaching so weird? Let me delete this. So originally the shape was technically just like this, and they've got a piece here, and they've gone plonk. Let's make it a little bit smaller. They've gone plonk, attached it, and then they just solder around this part here. I would still keep it a separate mesh, and then in the texturing, just make it look like it's soldered there. You might get a weird seam. Most of the time it's fine. But yeah, it comes down to what you find easier, but a lot of time keeping it separate is just what it is in reality. And if you replicate how something's done in reality, you'll tend to find it easier. Think modeling the way you like it for you, that's how you save time. Yeah. Like, it should always be the way you prefer, as long as you actually aren't slow doing it that way. Well, again, if it's for personal projects, it doesn't matter how slow you're going, because it's just for your own, it's just what you're doing. But it's just super important to know there's different ways to begin with. Should I do a black outline on the outside? It'd be way easier just doing it here. Really? I'm not overly fond, actually, with the 2D side to Substance. It kind of interacts really weird. I don't know if any of you have really experienced it, but I've definitely wouldn't rate the 2D side as good as the 3D side. I know that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be so you can make things in a 3D space and don't have to do it in a 2D space. But yeah, I don't know. There's so many small things about the 2D space where I'm like, it would have just been better if they did it like this. So we've got some slightly thicker areas. So what does that look like? I don't know. Not sure. I'll do like the simple ones for here. Like on this one, you've just got like a... Oh. I probably should just do this for all of them, right? The next... Whoa. Oh, right. I defaulted white as the backdrop. Well, I guess I could just do this then. Way thicker. Let's just... Oh, actually, these filled in. It's like... I'll draw it later. And then these just look like it's got like scribbles on it, like whoa. But we could put something here. I don't know what yet. All right. So did we finish the outlines here? Yeah. Let's just get some color on all of it now. Then let's do the big green bit. Damn, was that really how dark that green is? Black mask. God, painting in the lines, guys. Painting in the lines. Turn you off. There you go. Isn't this fun? You guys ever have like painting by numbers and stuff as a kid, and you just like... It's basically this, and you just pick the colors that says it's in the square or the shape, and you just color it in. Or painting by numbers. For those who preferred more of a challenge. Can't really select the brown there. Could I get a better picture? Ooh, can I get an even better picture? I can't. These pictures suck. That one's tiny. That one? That one's a bit better. Nice. Thank you, thank you. Is there actually even a brown there? No, let me freaking just get a brown then. It's like that kind of color. Wait, what? Why is that showing? Oh. Cool. There you go. I'm gonna be going for a walk to my Tim's. I'm gonna be going for a walk to my Tim's. Your Tim's? Oh, you know what? I forgot to do like a the bottom of the trees like drawn out. It's like this. Yeah. Cool. Duplicate it so we don't have to enable and disable all this stuff on it. Grab our next color. This feels like the weirdest like the most tedious work. Doing like a child's drawing. That's quite fun though, I'm not gonna lie. This is like the relaxing nature I need. I'll probably just keep it as that color. This is so silly looking. I need like a paper texture on it. I don't know what paper really looks like though. Like, do I just... I've not got paper. I've got noise though. Let me go like a cloud. There you go. Base color. And we put that on top of you. And we do... Wait, it doesn't need to be base color. It needs to be roughness. Roughness. Yeah. And then we make it very, very... Oh, wait, how do I change... I mean, it works, but how do I want to change... Oh, scale, there you go. 10. Ooh. 20. Yikes, that's not very good. So not that noise. What about that one? We also don't want it to be as strong. Kind of like that. That's more paper-like already. Again, might need to be like 20. Yeah, that's more like it. Where's the door for the house? Oh wait. I was literally gonna show you the door for the Simpsons house. It doesn't have one. Like, look at the pictures. There's no door. Oh, that one's sitting on top of the line. Oh my god, what the heck happened? There's footprints on the ceilings. It's on the other side. Exactly. That's a big brain assumption right there. Yeah, that's a little bit more paper-like. In fact, I still think it needs a little... If I turn that up, we get like really shiny. But if I use something like this... Yeah, that's just enough, I think. We should probably put a little bit of grunge on it, because there's going to be parts of the paper that gets dirty. I think we have some grunge, don't we? Grunge material, let's have a look. That's not done anything. Because none of it's enabled. What? That's so weird. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. So we want that to be very, very turned down. Be a tiny bit of... Turn off roughness for a second. Wow. Can I not change its color? I can't. Fine, we'll set it to a multiply then. There you go. Now it's a little bit more dirty. We could do the roughness and then basically make the roughness very, very minor. Much more minor. Because it's paper. Paper's not very reflective to begin with. In fact, it's already still too reflective. So is that this one? Is that actually doing anything? It's not. That's interesting. Does that mean... So which one is causing the entire effect? Oh yeah, the background's white now. Hold on a minute. This one's not even doing anything. Ah. Right. Okay. Maybe just do it on normal rather than rough. You think so? Because I could do wrinkle on roughness, on normal. Wrinkle? Rink. Wait. Rink. Is it not rink like that? Wrinkle. I can't believe we don't have a paper. I should really just download a paper material. But you could also do a wrinkle like this, height. Slightly higher, and then do a black mask, select this, turn this up, and get like a wrinkle effect over it. Not very good though. It's too low quality of a texture. Yeah, it looks more like freaking skin. I mean, that's kind of what wrinkle is, but let's actually download Substance Source. Whoa, this looks different. Paper. Cotton paper, paper, Chinese paper. Oh. All right. Stock paper. I just want paper. Paper. Photograph paper. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, wait. Wait, how do I subscribe? Oh, wait. What do you mean subscribe? I have points, do I not? What? Log in with Substance. Or with Adobe. Log in with Adobe. Email address. Duh. We're not getting a material. Because I can't remember my details. That's fine for now. We're not looking for anything too special. I do want some grunge on it, though. I think we want some coloured grunge coming from the... Is that nice for grunge? Oh, I'm in the wrong section. Oh, do we not have one we could just place? It's annoying. I wanted to just, like, do bits here. We won't do that for now. Let's finish colouring it in. I'm getting distracted. Duplicate. Look at this. Sun. Oh. All right, because I duplicated it. Was that what's going on? Basic, I think it's called. Basic. We want the normal brush, which is that one. There you go. Cool. Black mask that. Go. Last one. Duplicate. Black mask. I want to get kind of this done today because we've been very... I know I said I like talking mostly, but we've literally not made anything today yet. Yay. That looks good. I don't know about the black outline on the edges, though. Oh, that looks kind of cool about outlines in general. Oh, wait. The stickman's head needs to be white. There you go. Are you going to release this? I can't. Maybe for free. Maybe. Or to just walk around. But I can't because it's technically made in the image of the Simpsons. So I think I'd get into trouble if I make it actually something you guys can have sort of commercially. So unfortunately, I don't think I can, to an extent, DK. I think I'd be allowed. Could be wrong. It's pretty much what it looks like. I mean, oh, to be fair, this part down the bottom is actually, in some of the pictures, metallic. Yeah. Oh, I never noticed that before. It's got like a vent on the front. I could do that. Where's my metal? I'll just use the same metal we're using over here. Got like so many layers. It's basically like, in fact, if I just do it from like here to here, so it stays inside of that. I still need to release my old scene for you guys to fly around. Not to actually like have the assets, but to just at least fly around. Does that ruin the handle? It kind of does. I do want this to... Let's copy that then. Yeah. Copy mask. Paste into mask. Take off everything but the height. Turn the height up. Cool. Then... See, it's got like lines on it. Well, sometimes it doesn't. I think the bottom of this should have been all metal. I think I kind of messed up. We'll keep it like that, though. Just look like a bottom frame thing. That's fine. I think that'd be enough for people to be at least pleased with it. That's pretty much the fridge, right? Do we need much more detail than that? Oh, yeah. I forgot. One thing I was going to do was the dust on top. So to do dust, I tend to just do this. We go... Nope, we go... World space. Make it so it's harsh on a single world space like this. Because that's dust will land on the upsides of things, obviously. So it's going to be at the top. You can like blur it and stuff to make it a little bit better. And then I will just add another filter. And we go noise. No. Generator. Noise. Basically just want it to be a noise now. Filter level, fill. Noise. That should be underneath that one, right? Yeah. I think this is gonna work, I'm not sure. Do I have a normal noise? Just like static. That's probably fine. Okay, so that's not going to work. So what we need to do instead, put it into a folder. And then put the noise on here, I think. Question mark. Feel. Something like that. Set to... I'm going to just set to multiply. And then, oh, it doesn't matter. I've got to set the folder to multiply. There you go. And then we're just going to make it a little bit darker, slightly brown. Actually, dust isn't really brown. We'll just keep it grayscale. Come down here. Now, where you got like a little layering on top where you'd get dust pile up. Oh, we've got a nice looking paper there. What's causing that? It looks really good. Yeah, but you'll get now this sort of dust. Here, sorry. Oh my god, I keep losing my folders. Here. You get it pile up a little bit in here. And again, all on the top surfaces in here. Oh! And I need to make it rough. There you go. Ooh, that's a lot of dust. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Kind of the way it's supposed to look, but... I think we need to scale it. That's the problem. Do it like 5. That's better. Cool, because you're never going to get up there to clean it. Gotta go. Hunger's calling. Looking forward to your progress next time. See you then. We're going to stream tomorrow as well, so you get to see me then. You get to see this beautiful man tomorrow. Where's... I want to make this way less scratched. This is so scratched now. Oh, it's way more detailed. I forgot we gave it more room. We are on 4K. We're going to export it as only 2K, I think. We don't have to. We could do 4K, but I just think it's going to be a little too much. So now you can't see that as much as like how cool it looks on here. I don't really know what I want on here. We'll just draw some black lines for now. I could come back later. I want something done before we leave. I've got till past. But we're going to be busy tomorrow, but I'll definitely be back at some point. That's cool. That's cool. It's fine that you don't care about me. Alright, so... It literally, in one of the pictures, it's just like a... Well, you know what? She's got like a... Based. She's got like a thing like this to here, to here, to here, to here. Then she's just got like here, 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 here. This is one of those stages where this is just going to be kind of cartoony, but that's what we want. We want a mix between the cartoony and the realism. There you go. Looks like a calculator. And these I haven't even got anything on it, so I might just be like... Actually, what about... Homer Simpson High School? I don't know, man. Just like generic box shapes. Nah, that looks too weird. We'll keep it as just paper. She doesn't have to have used it right now. I'm still not sure about the black outlining of this. What do you guys think? Do you think I should get rid of it? Yeah, that definitely looks better, right? Problem is I've got to redraw in those lines now. Maybe it should be a slight off black as well, like not fully there. Like more just here. Get rid of it. Cool. Matt Groening. Is that the person? That's the person he drew Homer, right? Did he just wait? Did he just do the drawing, or did he? Is he the one who made everything? He's the one that made it, right? The writer. Cool. That looks better. Yes, I want to do less scratches on the. Not sure. I think maybe it's just draw Matt. Cartoonist, writer, producer, and animator. He's a creator of comic strip life. Okay, yeah, but and he made the Simpsons, Futurama, and Disenchanted. So he's the writer and drawer. That's pretty cool. Some people are very talented. I couldn't do that. Where's red? I'm looking for where the heart was, but I don't see any red as I'm coming down. There you go. I still want some scratches, but I definitely feel like that's a little overdoing it. But the lower we get, the more pixelated they become. So that's kind of annoying. And maybe something like that. It's like a little scratch on it. Just to indicate there's metal underneath, you know? I'm like really, really indecisive. Maybe like that so we get some other scratches inside too. A little bit there. That's cool. Alright, save. Oh, this is my work. Look how much stuff I've made at work. Jesus. Oh, I've not actually started doing substance yet, have I? Substance. Just the first thing, because we have those other stuff, but they weren't. I don't remember where the substance documents for them are. File, export. Oh, I've got to go to it again. You think where I saved it, it would default. That's where it opens, but no. Set library. Nope. Simpsons assets. Textures. Packed. PNG. Okay, so we still get the top kind of more detailed in our texture. If we actually look behind it, we should have way lower res and anything back here. I've got no detailing here anyway. Same at the bottom. I agree. Yeah, it's kind of low res. If we look at the front, we should get, yeah, look, much more higher res. Cool. I'll be going now. Good streaming, Steve. I'll try to join at times. Cool. Have a go, man. I mean, I'm leaving soon anyway, so good timing. Right, that should be imported correctly. Now, I need to organize everything. I've said this a million times. MS presets. Oh, right. Mega scans. Apartment. Textures. Oh, right. Assets. I'm moving. Entire house. Ah, right. Okay. Let's go and make a proper file structure. And we'll go assets. And in here, model. Or models. Textures. Materials. Now if we grab the fridge where we got assets, we're going to go models. Oh wait, I need to go in here first, sorry. I'm going to find fridge. Oh my god. Find fridge, there you go. We can go models, move. So at the very least we've got that in. Now textures, we could just drag in manually. T underscore fridge underscore N. I need the actual prefix of oh god. Can't believe mod is a mod. Who knew? Oh, there you go. What I should be doing, kitchen, because we want to have things kind of organized. Well, late game, we want to fit and make things organized. Oh no, not the fridge part. We just want this part replaced, right? Kitchen underscore fridge, yeah, and the same for here. Cool. Same with you, which go SM underscore kitchen. That way, again, when we want to organize anything in the future, if I'm like, oh, let's get all of our kitchen assets quickly, and we'll just type in the word kitchen and we can see everything related to the kitchen. If we only want the models, we go into the model folder, sorry, type in kitchen, and it will show you every model related to the kitchen. This is how things are organized at my job. So, and to be fair, you have to do it like this anyway if you want to make stuff in Unreal. Underscore kitchen underscore fridge. Materials, move here. Really, just move that. We turn off sRGB on here. Cool. We might make a master material. Have I got a master material? Has this got separate material? Or is it a master? It is from a master basic. Sweet. So if I then go right click and we go, oh, I should have done this already. Whoops. Fridge like that, I should have done. Because now that fridge material I've got, I don't actually need. Don't need that one. Because you use this one as our fridge material. Come into here. So in here, open this up. So we've got this master material where I can drag in. I've got micro normals if I want them. Okay, boom. We go boom. We go Boom. Cool, that should be good. And if I turn on lights, we should have a Simpsons fridge. Yeah, that looks very Simpsons. I'm pretty happy with that. What is happening? Is that really the light effect coming from there? Huh? What's this light? Is that actually coming from a light source? Am I dumb? It is. Oh, it looks like it's a part of the texture, especially because it was like perfectly aligned with this. How interesting. Oh, is it the bar or something? Right. That's better. Cool. Now just imagine everything in this area looking to this texture standard. I'll say quality. It's not like a huge quality. It's just like enough. Oh, they should be rubber. They kind of are shiny like rubber, but I want to... I'll just use a color change for them, to be fair. So I'll just do this, this, this. Can I just select those? Yeah, I can. Nice. Do I kind of just want to make him like black and not shiny like this. Something is shining them up. What is shining them up? It's gotta be one of the top ones, right? This one. Dirt. How is dirt shining them up? Interesting. Right, dirt needs to be rough. There you go. Better. Oh, because it's right. So what we should also do, because that's not taking up all of it anyway, because the dirt is basically completely coating it in a roughness, so we don't want that. Cool. I mean, it's a little bit lighter. Do I make it green? Do I go like something like this? I think we probably should, like that. Probably a little bit shinier. So that should be able to go. Wow, something is still affecting it. Oh no, that's metallic. Okay, that gets pretty shiny. Don't think it's supposed to be shiny. Maybe like there, either shiny or not. They're usually kind of rough, right? So we'll probably get somewhere like that. Cool. Now we got the extra detailing there. Export that. So now when we export, the nice thing is we come into here, click all of them, re-import, and it should instantly bring it in for us. Nice. So you got some of this like dirt on it and stuff. Just like grunge that would develop. Like if you get close to any object in real life, you're gonna get some thingy. I can't show you guys in full quality because you guys will lag out. So we're still in 50%. Yeah, there we go. It gets very dark here, which makes sense because it's to the edge of it. But look at the way that the light bounces there. It's like, whoa. Cool. So yeah, just imagine the whole room with those textures on it. That'd be very cool. I think we want to make it a tad darker. I mean, we can do normals as well, but I don't know if I have any detailed normals that would fit that. Oh my god, we got a normal map one. Let's have a look at what that looks like. What is that? What's the... Oh, it's dirt. Right, okay. So if I throw that all into our micro normals... Oh, yeah, and then turn up our micro normals. You need to actually have it turned up. Oh, that's weird. That's just tiled across the entire thing. Tile amount, that one. Nope. Oh, all the way around. And then have them like super minor. You just got this like very, very tiny bit of detailing on it. See that? Just to make it look like it's not a perfectly smooth surface when you get really close. Because if it's at 1, you can see it gets completely smooth, and then just turn that up. If we turn it down a little bit more, or up, you see it's like really strong. think I want to scale it more. Yeah, like that. But again, we'll have it very, very weak. So here you wouldn't even be able to see it, but when you get close... Oh, it still might be too strong. I don't know why I'm caring about this. It's like such a minor amount of detail. Cool. Oh yeah, I want to make it a little bit darker. Add roughness, brightness. Oh, it's default at 1.2. Ooh, 1.1. There you go. Cool. And we just need to do everything in this scene. So that should be quite fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I do need to leave in about 7 minutes, so I need to get ready. And yeah, I will catch you guys hopefully tomorrow if I feel awful. I haven't felt too bad today. My chest pains have been very mild, which is great. My throat issue is a little bit annoying, but I'm dealing with it. And yeah, I will catch you guys hopefully tomorrow. Hope you guys learned something. Bye-bye.